quality day trading education and professional trade analysis and dissection. You, my friend, have come to the right place. I'm Pat Mitchell. I've been a professional day trader for the past 11 years, and I'm here to do exactly that, bring you high level, free, quality day trading education right here on YouTube and on X. So today we are going to be discussing a couple of trades that I took, and we're going to be talking about high conviction trades. It's an important lesson. That's when you know to apply pressure. And anytime you hear me mention applying pressure, what I mean is apply size, use size. And I'm going to go over and detail the exact trades, the trade plans, entries, exits, P&L, everything that you guys want. So on that note, give me 2 seconds. I am going to fire up my charts and we're going to rock and roll. Okay, so now that we are in the charts, before we get into this though, please make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions whatsoever that are have to do with these trades, please don't hesitate to ask. And just to point out, because I get asked all the time, what strike price I use, guys, it is up on the level 2. Every time I double click, it will show you the strike price up top. If you're watching on your cell phone, you probably shouldn't. Not if you're trying to educate yourself. You should be watching on a proper monitor or TV. That way you get the full experience and you don't miss anything. Remember, it's about being professional at all times. So those are the strikes. These are my entries. The blue triangles are entries. Red exit, P&L. These are the closed positions on the day. And that's it. Let's rock and roll, guys. So let's talk about Qs. Qs was the first trade that I initiated. It ended up being the bigger of the two trades. And this was a high conviction short, even though it did go a little bit higher than this level. That's fine. And I'll tell you why. When we have trend, okay, trend is important. Trend, if we open up below trend, in order for it to go higher is difficult. Now, don't let today's action fool you. That's a rare occurrence when we break out a trend like that and it keeps going. That's a rare occurrence. What it generally needs to do to get out of that trend and have a big day, just like it had today, move my chair over, you need to gap up over that trend. Then there's no walls of resistance other than some technical highs and lows on the daily chart. But that trend, you need to gap up over it. So anytime we gap below that and we're real close, that is a high conviction short. Now remember, you need to define yourself as to what type of trader you are. I've discussed this lots of times on the channel, not to go on a side note, but I define myself as a day trader that looks for short-term opportunity based off of first reactions and technicals. That's it. I'm not looking for huge monster plays and to capture the right side of the trade. There's no such thing when it comes to day trading, guys. You can take a long on a big red day and have a great day as a day trader. You can go short on a big green day on the daily chart and have a good day, just like I did here. High conviction trade because we gapped down or gapped below. We didn't gap up over that trend. That is a high conviction trade. It will come into that trend and bump its head. Now, you might be looking at this again and you might be asking, well, it went higher. Yeah, but there's a couple of different trends and couple of different ways that you can slice this. And if you take a look, depending on where you put your trend level here, it changes things. So I'm never worried. And this is a nice little note for you guys when you're doing your technical analysis. Don't worry about being perfect, not with trend. That's where risk comes in. You need to risk a certain amount and make sure it's acceptable just in case a trend line gets plotted differently in the algorithms that smart money trade. Okay, because that's what's ultimately going to sell and be buy and sell triggers. It's not retail traders, guys. Retail traders have very little effect on the market other than squeeze and manipulation. Okay, that's all there is to it. So I'm okay with this going a little bit higher. It's well within risk tolerance. It's under that 1.5 range for a volatile market, which we're in right now. So I'm okay with that. So market opens up, it pops up into that level, which is initial trend. Okay. So that initial trend is right here at 530.81. Now you can see me averaging in, and it pops, it pulls, I pay myself. Okay. I'm always trading close to the vest, guys. I'm only looking for short-term opportunities. In, out, in, out. That's it. When it goes higher, because it is a high conviction trade and it wants to squeeze higher, and SPY, as a side note, did not get above its resistance level, which is this gap fill. Okay. This is why I watch both of these charts. There's a reason why I only trade SPY and Qs. Other people will trade SPY and Qs only, or maybe just SPY, but they're not using them in sync with one another. I may execute on Qs, but I will risk off of SPY and vice versa. So SPY could not break out of that zone, that previous close, that gap fill. Didn't even have the nuts to test it. Therefore, I have high conviction in this trade. So once it comes up, once it's coming up into basically this red day's highs, which is right here where this cursor is, that's where I'm going to hit it, because that's as far as it's going to go, folks. That's called natural movement theory, which is proprietary to me in Tricktrades. It's my price action theory, and it works incredibly well. So hammer into that, pay myself, and that is a roughly 107% from best entry to best exit in about 22 minutes. Now, I even got a little bit of an ad in there because this is a retest. Sells off real hard, retraces to bump its head. That's what I call a head bump. And beautiful. Enter, pay myself, stop out the rest. So on this one single trade where I entered twice, I'm locking in $10,340 in 22, 23 minutes, which is fucking ridiculous. Now, some of you that aren't in Tricktrades, you may be wondering, well, how do your members do? Well, I'll tell you, the majority of them are consistent and they are profitable with our size up program. And I just had a member hit us up, and I don't normally like talking about this and doing this because it's not really my style, but I'm proud of the guy. He's made $1.7 million, 1.7 million, starting with our size up program along with some swings. That's incredible, man. Like, this is life-changing shit when you do it properly and you quit trying to chase money, which I know can be a little contradictory with when I'm talking about huge sums of money that members are making. But the reality is that's what happens. Profit is a byproduct of process. That's all it is. It's just a byproduct. And once you start looking at it like that, things up here change. So that's SPY. Now, or sorry, that's Qs. Now let's talk about SPY. SPY was another high conviction trade, but it's a little bit different. It's a high conviction trade once the market opens up, and a high conviction trade dictated by price action. So we came all the way essentially from it coming in to fill that gap. And from that gap straight down to the first level of support, which is previous close and moving averages, with speed and distance into that level, that is a high conviction trade. So I applied pressure, and I applied just enough pressure to make good money on a very quick trade. It's not as much pressure as Qs because I would never risk my profits. I would never risk a green day, for that matter. That is the biggest sin that you can commit in trading, is turning a beautiful green trade or green day red. And that's not something a professional does, so I don't do it. So got into this, paid myself back up into resistance, and that was the trade. That's it. I'm not looking to capture these all the way up, guys, at all. You know, there'll be people out there that'll see entries like this and they'll say something stupid like, oh, you piked it. No, I didn't. That's trading to a target. There is a secondary entry that you could get in at, but I'm not looking to continue on in that trade. I trade to targets, and that is it. And on that trade, within not even 15 minutes, like less than 10 minutes, I'm locking in $2,835 on that trade. If you want to learn how to trade professionally, like legitimately professionally, and quit fucking around with all this circus act gambling bullshit, come to tricktrades.com. Learn from a professional that's been doing this well over a decade with wildly successful results. And as a bonus, knows how to teach. That's a bonus because there's a lot of people that could potentially teach, but they don't know how to teach. They don't know how to get through to people. I do. And if you don't want to, that's okay. I'm not forcing you to join my service. But you can enjoy my free content here on YouTube and on X. But if this is your first time coming, you don't even have to subscribe. That'd be awesome if you did, but you don't have to. Just like the video. Ain't nothing in life free, guys. There's a give and a take. If this is your second time viewing my channel and you're not subscribed, don't be a vulture. Don't be a taker. Don't be one of those people. Do the right thing and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, you're not off the hook. You got to like the video. It's all about payment, guys. No matter what, you got to pay it forward. Fair is fair. And I think that's a pretty fair trade-off. Adios, guys.